Hello our viewers, you're welcome to Ask Dr. Uthman YouTube channel for yet another edutaining episode of Ask Dr. Uthman. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed to our channel. Keep subscribing, keep pressing the notification button so that we can give you important updates in case we upload them. Today we have a question someone passed through our Facebook channel and said, is called Martin. He said, hi Dr. Uthman, thank you for the amazing show. We are proud of you. Doctor, is it true that you can test for AIDS from the saliva? And if yes, can AIDS be spread through the saliva, especially during kissing? So this is our friend who passed through the Facebook channel, and I think we are proud that we are going to be able to answer him today. First of all, our viewers should understand that when we are doing the HIV testing, we don't test for AIDS, but we test for HIV, we test for the virus. AIDS comes when HIV has affected the body part, the body organs, and they are now vulnerable. That's when you start getting the symptoms which we term into HIV. Today we have an amazing guest, an expert about HIV. Is a friend, a colleague, and will be able to give us more about whether we can do HIV testing using the saliva. Yes, Dr. Samuel, you're welcome.
Thanks, Dr. Uthman.
This is Dr. Samuel. He works with Tasso, Uganda, and is here to tell us about HIV testing using the saliva. We have someone who passed through our Facebook channel and is asking whether they can do HIV testing using the saliva. He has heard of it, and again is saying, is it possible to get HIV through the saliva? So first and foremost, is it possible to test HIV using the saliva?
I would say it is partly possible, but on the other hand, it may not really be 100% accurate in giving you the results that you would want to get from such a test. Okay. Yes, HIV testing has evolved over time, and we are seeing new testing modalities, new testing methods coming on board that seem to make testing simplified, that somebody can get it at his or her own disposal.
So our viewer would like to know the different testing modalities.
Yes, there are many different testing modalities. One of them, we use the testing modalities that test antibodies against HIV, for which a number of them, including the recently innovated testing test kits that can be used at home, which we call ORAQUICK. Okay. Still they test antibodies.
So I think our Martin is trying to ask about this ORAQUICK because it's recently been introduced on market, and I think that's what has been running into his mind, that maybe we use saliva to test using the ORAQUICK.
So ORAQUICK is a test modality or test kit that was recently brought onto the market to allow people to have self-testing, because it is not such a sophisticated, a complicated test kit that even a lay person can use to test and get preliminary results, which might be positive or negative. And if they are positive, they are encouraged to go and do more confirmatory tests to confirm whether they are really positive or negative.
So, Dr. Kamuga, our viewer would like to know, when you say an individual can test themselves, do you mean that I can sit in my room and do an HIV testing? If I'm not a lab technician, I am not a medic, can I test HIV on my own?
Thank you, Dr. Uthman. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That this test is simply made for people to test themselves, even without a health profession. Now,
someone is wondering, testing myself, I need to prick myself, pain and so on. What?
Yes, ideally, this test has been simplified to the extent that you do no longer need to have yourself invasive way of getting samples to test. For instance, pricking yourself, getting blood from the main blood vessels, the veins, and then you do the test. This ORAQUICK test, as we are going to see in the pack that is in front of us here, it has a number of items that you use to perform a test. However, you can still use this ORAQUICK test strip to test blood, to test plasma, and to test, that is whole blood, then plasma, and then you can swap it around your gums in the mouth, both the upper gum, the lower gum. Then you put it in there is some fluid, as we are going to see in the pack, which is like a buffer, That buffer is where you insert the spatula that you've wrapped on your gums, both upper and lower ones, and then you put it in the buffer.
Now you've become too medical, Dr. Kamoga. My viewers would like to really know this, the nitty-gritty.
Yes, please.
So you are trying to tell me that we are not going to use blood here.
You can use blood if you wish so, to use blood, but since it is made for somebody to test himself without
From home.
You
know what happened, you know, during when you were at campus, someone hosts a girlfriend and they first ran to the clinic to do HIV testing. So I'm now seeing I've gotten, my girlfriend has come or my partner has come and I want to run this test very fast.
Yes.
How can this be done?
This test is done with a lot of ease and simplicity, because you don't need to prick anyone, because you may find some people say that I fear pricks, I fear injections, so they give such excuses to avoid being tested. However, with this test, someone doesn't need to have himself pricked or blood samples drawn from him or her. Just getting the kit, as we are going to demonstrate in this video, to show you how you can perform the test. Then the results you get can inform you whether you need to go and do other tests or you don't need to. Now,
Dr. Kamoga, here this is where the question is. I have done the swab, I've gotten the kit, I have swapped it through my mouth and found that I am positive. Do I take those results as the absolute truth? Can I declare someone positive when I've used this ORAQUICK?
It is always advisable, though what we know pertaining this test strip, that it is 99% accurate. Meaning that if the tests are positive, the chances are higher that most likely you are positive, and that's why it is encouraged to go and do other confirmatory tests.
So if I find that I am negative, do I still need to go for
If you are negative, then you don't need necessarily to go, because
so in other words, this test is sensitive.
Yes, this testing modality is having what we call high sensitivity. In other words, that if somebody is positive, it can hardly miss picking that person as positive. That's what we mean by having high sensitivity. Yes.
But the specificity
is a little lower. Yes. That's why when you are positive, you go and do other confirmatory tests.
So in other words, this is a test which should be done from home, and then after doing it, for any results, especially when they are positive, you first need to consult an expert.
To say that you can have other tests to confirm the status.
All right, our viewers, I think you're getting this right, that we have a test which can be done without using blood. You can just swap the kit into your mouth and right away you get the results. So you can do your HIV testing from home. You don't need to go to the clinic. You can do everything from home. Technology is running very fast.
Yes.
So we have the kit here. This is ORAQUICK. So let's have Dr. Kamoga to demonstrate for us how we can do HIV testing.
Thank you, Dr. Uthman. So, as Dr. Uthman said, that this is the kit that has all the components that you need to perform this test. However, before you perform this test, it is important for the viewers to know, and all those that will be interested to use this kit, that it is advised that at least don't eat or don't drink for at least 30 minutes before you carry out the test.
So now, now you see, Dr. Kamoga, I have got, like I told you, someone has gotten the girlfriend. They have come and they have been eating chips, what, and now they are going home. So how do you expect these people to carry out this test? Because it is this test has come to make our lives easy, simple, without going to doctors or paying this. We can do it from home. So how we want the simplest way.
Yes, it is advisable, though we know that these situations can happen where somebody has visited you, you've had some sodas here, some soft drinks, or you've even had some chips, and then within no time you want to test and you get quick to business. However, for someone to get reasonably reliable results using this testing modality, this person has not to have contaminated or have a lot of food particles, a lot of juices, and some other industrial chemicals within his or her oral cavity.
So in other words, you reserve 30 minutes.
30 minutes to leave the mouth when it is really not having a lot of stuffs.
What about water?
Even water, it is not advisable because water can, as you swap this spatula around the gum, you are trying to get some of the cells, for instance, within the mucosa, within the gum, and also getting some oral fluids like saliva still. So you wouldn't want to wash out much of the contents that you are going to swap, the antibodies that you are looking for to swap along the gum, and then so that they can have an antigen reaction on the strip so that you can get a positive or a negative result. You want to have a mouth that is not juggled with many things, contaminated with many things. That's why.
So our viewers, we are still with Dr. Kamoga Samuel, who is an expert from Tasso, Uganda. Tasso, Uganda has been the champion for HIV for very many years and is trying to demonstrate for us how we can use ORAQUICK, or how we can do self-tests from home without using blood, without invasions, or injecting ourselves or pricking ourselves.
Yes. As I said, that if you observe that without drinking, smoking, eating, even taking water for 30 minutes, you have to open your pack and then you decide how you are going to do the test. As we said, that you can use blood, you can use whole blood, you can use plasma, but these are some of the things that can be prepared in a hospital setting. But basically at home, what you can use is either blood if somebody can afford a prick, or you swap in the mouth. So you open your kit, and this kit has to be stored at temperatures between 2 degrees to 27 degrees Celsius. In other words, it has to be stored at room temperature.
At room temperature.
Yes, so 25.
So do I need to put it in the fridge, or can just put it at home?
It is not necessary to put it in a fridge, because you can put it in a refrigerator and you freeze it and you put it at temperatures below 2 degrees.
Okay.
So it is better to put it under room temperature.
So what is this?
This is like a gallpot where you can have some of this kept before you do what?
Do the test.
Before you do the test.
Okay.
So this is what we call, what I've been referring to as the
spatula.
The spatula.
Okay.
So this is the strip. The strip has a rubber sort of part.
Okay.
Which you use to swap.
So this is what you put in the mouth?
This is what you put in the what?
In the mouth. So I can, try like.
I'm going to show you how you put it.
Okay.
Yes, let me get these other parts.
Okay.
So this is what we are calling the buffer.
Okay.
What's
a buffer?
A buffer is a fluid that is prepared specifically to speed up the reaction between the antibodies.
Can I call it a catalyst?
You can call it a catalyst if you are talking in terms of language of chemistry and all that. So it helps to speed up the reaction between the antibodies that you've got from the mouth, from the gums, and the antigens that were mounted on this spatula here. So and it is advisable that when you swap, this ORAQUICK test strip has 2 parts. As you can see, it has the part which is known as the control, part C, and the testing part. So the testing part is where if you get a bar after the whole process of getting the sample in the mouth, then you put in the buffer, then you keep it there. But this thing should stand after you've gotten your sample, swapped along the gum, put in the buffer. Then you leave it to rest for at least 20 minutes. Then you read the results. And it is advisable not to read the results after 40 minutes because you will get false results.
Dr. Kamoga,
yes,
I want my viewers to understand this very well. We have got this spatula.
Yes, please.
So we rub it, or we pass it through the gum.
Yeah, we pass. Actually, let me just show you. Okay. I think we can demonstrate using doctor.
Yes, it's fine.
So what you do, you pass this spatula. Let me just open. You can close a bit. You pass it around the gum once.
Yes.
The upper gum.
Okay.
Then you pass it along the lower gum once.
Okay.
Like this. Then after doing that,
Yes.
you get the buffer, you insert it inside.
Okay.
You leave it for some time. Then afterwards,
so how many minutes or seconds do I
you leave it
put in the buffer?
for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
Then after removing it from the buffer,
Okay.
you leave it to rest for what? For 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then after 20 minutes,
After
I read
20
my
minutes,
results.
you read your results.
So we have, I'm seeing there is C and T.
As you can see, it is starting
to react.
Yes, the reactions are ongoing from this point.
I hope I am not positive.
Yes. I hope you are also not positive actually.
But
you need prayers because you never know, anything can happen. So when the reaction is going on, you leave it.
Yeah.
We are going to see at least 2 bars, at least a bar, not 2. And when this bar comes, there is a point that is known as the T, which is the testing, and the point that is known as the control point. That is for those. That's where they mounted the antibodies against the HIV virus.
Okay.
But where they put it, that's where at that point they didn't put the antibodies.
Okay.
But we expect that these antibodies have been got from you.
Okay.
Now, when it reacts at the point T, it means that that person is
positive.
Is positive.
Okay.
In other words, when it reacts and there are 2 bars, then it is 99% that
you are positive.
And therefore at that point you will want to go and do
a confirmatory test from the clinic.
But when the bar occurs at the C point, which is the control point, then you are negative.
Okay. And if there is no bar?
If there is no bar, then that test is like a false test.
Okay.
You cannot say that you are negative, you cannot say you are positive because there is no reaction. But thank God for Dr. Uthman, as I'm seeing, there is a bar that is appearing at the control site. I think Dr. Uthman, you can also see it.
Yes, I need to see my results.
Yes, the control site, I can see a bar, which means that one is expected to be there.
Okay.
But what is not expected is the bar appearing
on T.
At point T. If it appears at point T, it means that that person is most likely positive. And therefore we need to go and do other confirmatory tests.
Okay.
In a health facility, a clinic or a hospital.
Okay.
Yes, as you can see, I think you can see even from the camera that the bar has now appeared very well, nicely. So we can leave it here for some time and the bar can easily be seen. It can be seen by everyone who wants to see it. It is very clear. So at this point, you leave it for like 20 minutes. In other words, somebody needs to be having something like a timer where HIV status confirmed, either being negative or positive.
All right.
Yes.
So to our viewers, Dr. Kamoga has been trying to explain to us that in case you use this ORAQUICK and it gives you 1 bar, which is at letter C, that means you are negative. And if it gives you 2 bars, one at C and one at T, it means you are positive. However, it is not confirmatory. You have to visit a medic or you have to go to a health facility to confirm your results. And if there is no bar at C nor a bar at T, it means the test is invalid, and therefore you have to repeat it or query the reason as to why it is invalid. Thank you very much, Dr. Kamoga. I hope our viewers have benefited, and that is how we can do self-test for HIV. Therefore, our viewers out there, go and buy these kits.
Yes.
You can do
they
your
can
own
even get them for free.
For free in government health facilities. Actually, the government procured for us these kits. You can get them for free. You do your testing. Let's prevent HIV. The ministry, actually WHO launched the 90-90 goal, and therefore we are supposed to have at least 90% of the people tested for HIV, and then 90% on drugs, and 90% viral load being suppressed.
Yes, please.
So thank you very much for listening and viewing our channel. Please always subscribe to Ask Dr. Uthman. Always go to our Facebook channel, go to Twitter, go to Instagram. Ask any question of your choice. We shall be right there to answer you. Thank you very much. We'll meet in another episode.
Dr. Uthman. Ask Dr. Othman on Sawa Wall.